Alright, Nick, we're going to run through this and see if we can't figure this out for you. So, the first thing you want to do is make sure everything's hooked up. Make sure you got your EMS box hooked up to your USB, to your computer. Make sure you got your power cable connected, your ribbon cable connected to your board, and you got a voltage and a power supply where you can have at least 1.2 to 1.3 volts. So you can go ahead and turn that on after it's connected and everything else is hooked up. And come over to your laptop or machine where you got your software. You should have these two files on your desktop ready to go. Instacal and your monitor exe file. And so the first thing you want to do is get Instacal up and running. So open up Instacal, and that's basically what we use to communicate with the board. Your board should come up. It should register as a USB spot on Instacal, and it'll look like this. And it should say something like, it'll have a board number, and then it'll say the serial number of the actual board you're using. The board number, if it comes up as a 0 here, you're going to want to make sure you switch it to 1, and then you'll be able to see that in the monitor screen which one you're using. So I would just change it to 1 for now, unless you have multiple boards hooked up, but that's what we're going to do for now. So if it's a 0, you would do this. You'd go to change, you'd right click here, highlight it, and then right click, go to change board number, and if it's a 0, it'll automatically select 1. But like, let's say I can show you how to change it back to a 0 here, since it's already 1. See, now it says 0, or you can go back to 1, select 1, hit OK, now it's 1. And if you want to make sure that the board is registering, you can hit this refresh button here and watch the LED flash on the board. So you click that, you see the LED flash on the board. That way you know it's actually communicating with the EMS box. Sorry, the box. So that's all good to go. You can go ahead and close out of that. Now you should open up your monitor window, and this will automatically create an INI file, an INI file, and that's what you'll see here populate. So when you do that, you'll automatically get one of these. It'll come up on the desktop. So those are the 3 files you should have after you open up your first monitor screen. So open up your monitor screen, and now you can go in and start editing the monitor screen for what you need. You can type in, test or whatever for the product code. Actually, the first thing you want to do is hit the stop button. That's probably the first thing you want to do. Hit that, and then start editing the screen. Put in your test code, your upper and lower limits, your number of test points. Change the data to how many times it collects data. I'm going to go ahead and set it a little bit shorter so we can see it populate faster. This is the power switch. Make sure you set that to external, so flip it up. And then this is the board number switch. So you switched your board to 1, so we're going to go ahead and select 1. And now you should be ready to go. You already hit stop on this, so you should be good to go there. So it's ready to go. Yep, so we're going to go ahead, and as long as your power supply is on and everything's connected and communicating, this should be where you should end up. So go ahead and hit run, and you should see the DUT area here change. You should start having communication with your test spots here, and then you should get a read voltage of whatever you're supplying on the external power supply here. If you have any, and then after that, once that's going to actually collect the data, you have to have this selected here, this button here on green. So you can go ahead and hit stop, and then click that green button, and then it'll actually start collecting the data to the file to your hard drive. And hit run continuously if you want to do a full test. and that'll just keep running instead of the first time when I just hit run, it only did it once. Now it should just keep collecting data every 10 seconds or 30 seconds or whatever you select the data rate to. So once you get to this point, you should be good to go. If you have any other questions, just email me.